Hey everyone, hope you're doing well today. So, something really important just happened that could change how millions of us handle one of the most critical pieces of our identity. And honestly, it's something I think a lot more people should be talking about. The Social Security Administration just announced a major update that will let you access your Social Security number online safely and securely. If you have ever lost your card or had to wait weeks for a replacement, you probably know just how stressful and frustrating that can be. While this new change could make all of that so much easier, and given how much our lives depend on this one little number, it's definitely something worth understanding. So stick around because today we're going to break it all down and talk about what this could mean for you and your family. And before we get started, take a second and leave a comment below sharing if you have ever had to replace your Social Security card or if you have concerns about keeping your information safe. I'd love to hear your experiences. And if you find this helpful today, make sure to subscribe so you can stay updated on more changes that could affect your financial life. Now, let's get into what's happening. Starting early this summer, if you have a My Social Security account, you're going to be able to securely view your Social Security number online. Not just your earnings history or your benefits estimate like before, but your actual number. That's a huge shift because before this, if you lost your Social Security card, the only way to get a new one was either by mail or by showing up to an office in person. And if you have ever tried scheduling a government appointment lately, you know it's not always easy. Between the long wait times, paperwork, and the worry about lost mail, it could turn into a major headache pretty fast. So then why are they making this change now? Well, a big part of it has to do with the world we live in today. Most of us manage our lives online now. From banking to shopping to even seeing our doctors, the Social Security Administration is recognizing that and they're trying to meet people where they are. Plus, during the pandemic, when offices closed and mail delays got worse, it became really clear that people needed better digital access to their important documents. It was no longer just a nice bonus. It was a necessity. You see, offering digital access could also help protect against a big problem that not a lot of people think about until it happens to them: identity theft. Physical Social Security cards get lost, stolen, or copied all the time. And once someone has your number, it can open the door to all kinds of fraud by giving you a secure way to pull up your number online when you need it. The hope is that fewer people will have to carry around or risk losing that little piece of paper. And next, there's something else going on behind the scenes that's worth mentioning. Politically, there's been a lot of talk lately about the future of Social Security. Some critics have been pretty vocal, saying that the Trump administration has weakened the program by reducing staffing and funding. In fact, former President Joe Biden recently said that 7,000 employees were pushed out, making it harder for people to get the help they need. But on the other side, Trump's administration is pointing to this digital upgrade as proof that they are actually strengthening Social Security, not tearing it down. They argue that making services faster, safer, and more efficient is part of protecting the system for the long haul. And to be fair, when you look at how important security and convenience are in today's world, this move does seem to fit that goal. And speaking of security, I know some of you might be wondering, is it really safe to have your Social Security number online? It's a smart question, and it's something I thought about too. The SA has said they built this feature with the highest levels of security. They are using encryption and multiple layers of authentication to protect your information. But like anything digital, nothing is 100% immune from cyber threats. That's just the reality of living in a connected world. Also, while digital access can be a big help, it's not going to work for everyone. There are still millions of Americans, especially seniors and those living in rural areas, who might not be comfortable going online or who might not even have reliable internet access. So, it's really important that the SA keeps physical cards and traditional options available, too. Everyone deserves access, no matter their tech skills or where they live. Now, what does this mean for you personally? Well, let's say you're starting a new job and your employer asks for your Social Security number. Instead of digging through old files or panicking because your car got lost during your last move, You can log into your My Social Security account and pull it up securely. No delays, no appointments, no stress. Or if you're trying to rent an apartment or open a new bank account or apply for government benefits, having quick and safe access to your number can save you a ton of time and trouble. What's more, this change could help reduce the number of identity theft cases tied to lost or stolen Social Security cards. Right now, Social Security numbers are one of the most common targets in data breaches. Making it easier to access your number securely could mean fewer people feeling the need to carry their physical cards around with them, which lowers the risk of theft. Besides that, it's worth thinking about how this move could be just the beginning. Digital access to our Social Security numbers could pave the way for other big changes like digital driver's licenses, digital passports, and more secure forms of online identity verification. Imagine being able to prove who you are for almost anything important without ever having to pull out a paper document. That could make life simpler and safer in a lot of ways. But of course, not everyone is thrilled. Some privacy advocates are raising concerns, saying that by putting Social Security numbers online, even with strong security, it could make them more tempting targets for hackers. Others worry that government technology is not always the most up-to-date, and there could be glitches or outages that cause problems. Those are fair concerns, and honestly, it is good to stay aware. One thing you can do to protect yourself is make sure your My Social Security account is set up with strong security features like two-factor authentication. If you have not created your account yet, now is a great time to do it. Even if you do not plan on using it much right away, setting it up early helps you control access to your information before anyone else tries to. Speaking of which, setting up a My Social Security account is pretty straightforward. You just go to the SA website, answer some security questions based on your credit history, and create a strong password. After that, you can log in anytime to check your earnings record, see your benefits estimate, and soon view your Social Security number. If you have older parents or grandparents who are not as comfortable with technology, maybe consider helping them set up their accounts too. It could really help them out down the line if they ever need quick access to their information. And one more thing to think about, even though having online access makes life easier, it's still a good idea to keep your physical Social Security card in a very safe place just in case. You never know when you might need the original for something very specific. So, what does all this mean in the bigger picture? It means that the Social Security Administration is finally taking some real steps toward modernizing its services and making life easier for the millions of people who depend on it every day. It's a small change on the surface, but when you think about how many parts of life depend on that 9-digit number, it starts to feel a lot more significant. And even though politics will continue to swirl around Social Security, one thing is clear: the need to adapt and move with the times is not going away. Whether you're applying for a job, renting your first apartment, or just making sure your information is safe, having quicker, safer access to your Social Security number could make a real difference. Before we finish up, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you excited about being able to access your SSN online? Or do you have concerns about the security side of it? Let's talk about in the comments. And if you found this helpful today, do not forget to hit that subscribe button so you can stay in the loop for more updates like this. I am really looking forward to having more conversations with you about how changes in the world are affecting our financial lives. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and stay safe.